Welcome to another episode of Straight Up the Guts. Matt Grublich, Greg Harding. We've got a very special guest here today. Fremantle Dockers icon Shaun McManus is with us. Shawnee Mac.
Matt, thanks for having me. Stiff, good to see you, mate. This is great. This is a great moment for me. This is a great moment. Straight Up the Guts. There's a lot of talk about this podcast in recent times.
There isn't, but we're hoping that you tag us. You tag us with your 60,000 followers. How many you got now?
Take away the 55,000 of what you just said. I don't even know if I've got that many, to be fair.
5K, something like 5 to 10K. That's not bad. Have
you got a tick? Have you got a blue tick?
Yes, I do have a blue tick.
Yeah, this is what we're after.
It's very important to get a blue tick.
We're starting to blow up on socials.
Are we?
Yeah, you're copping a bit.
Yeah, well...
He's making some brash statements.
Some brash statements, yeah.
Sweeping comments.
Some people don't like what you had to say about the Prince of Perth.
When you're no good, when your record as a footballer was no good, mate, and then you make sweeping comments, especially about the Prince of Perth, yeah, people don't like it.
Should I read out some of the comments?
Oh, what's the best one?
Well, what's the best one? Well, there was one, what a douche.
Yep.
Was pretty...
that was from his wife, Chelsea, buddy.
100%.
Well, there was one, you said Andrew Embley was a better runner than Ben Cousins.
Well, I premise that on the track. I was very clear. Like, Cuz was the best runner I've ever seen. Was he outstanding on field as a kid? Because you played with him as a kid.
He was amazing in that he hit top speed at the right time as well. His timing was outstanding. And I did play with him when he was really young by 12 months younger than me.
Yeah. But I just on-field runner. You know how Callers used to be a dud on the track.
Yeah.
You know, he was like absolutely like spaz. And but then in a game, he'd like literally have a Mars bar and a can of Coke and go mental. He can't run. You know, and Cuz was the best I've ever seen for that. Like, no doubt. But on the track, you know, I just said that, you know, he was a long way back. You know, like Joshy Wooden and Callum Chambers, a freak runners, Embley, Juddy, like all these guys. And yeah, I did premise it by saying best run I've ever seen on field, but on the track wasn't. You know, he was in the top 10, but he wasn't a freak.
It can be a difference, a stiff. It really can. I've seen a lot of people like that.
Kiggity.
Yep, Dale. He would never be beaten. He'd never be beaten. But running, he would always be a part of the situation. It's funny like that, isn't it? David Mundy was never a great runner at Fremantle on track. Like,
freak. You
know, 4Ks, 2Ks, you know, bringing the distance down. He was never in the top 10. No way. But on a game, he's just slicing through. Playing 5,000 million AFL games and running all over the top of everybody.
And then the other way, like DB was our freak, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Like back in the day, Daniel Bandy. And then did he run that hard in games? He was a good runner. Did he dominate games with running power? Probably not. But like in terms of on the track, our best runner by far.
You wouldn't have thought that.
No,
and you should have seen his pre-seasons. Oh, my God. Nobody drank more. Didn't mind a dart. Had a good time. He's a ripper. I love Daniel, by the way.
Did you ever have a dart or beers after a game before or during?
I never smoked, but certainly beers after a game, 100%. Yeah. My first year, which is just a bit before stiff, was so we were flying Ansett over to the East Coast. That's how long ago it was. But I played my very first game. Once we jumped on the plane, there was no alcohol bans or anything like that. No. It was just a free for all. So as soon as you sit down, I'm from Willerton and I'm just bloody 18. I'm just hitting the buzzer. Doom, I've barely got my seatbelt on. Doom, can I get a beer? And Stiff would have been the same. When you're making your way, you're quite a quiet dude. You just sit in the corner. There's the older guys and whatnot. But yeah, I just went for it. And then over time, it became. You know, once I'd been playing quite regularly, I was looking forward to jumping on. I'd go to the Ansett Lounge and just go mental. As many free beers. So I'd order 4 bourbons at a time, and I wouldn't necessarily sit with somebody. I'd just go and sit in the corner, and then I'd jump on the plane again. I'd just go for it, hit the buzzer the whole time on the way back, and then they put a ban to it because people started getting loose, including me. And then it became you're only allowed to have beer, and then after a while, no more of that. So I used to just order wine, and I never liked wine. But I was young and just so I made the most of it.
Getting back to that, because most of the time you have your going out kit in your bag.
Yeah.
Like if you went over to Melbourne, you'd have your going out kit in your bag. You get off the plane at like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and so you'd have someone waiting or your missus or whatever. You jump in the car, you go straight to the Zanzibar in Freo. You go to the post office.
100%.
Mate, it was stupidity. Like for trying to play. Well, I was talking like last couple of weeks, Shawnee. Like you look back now and how unprofessional it was early doors. It was pretty poor, wasn't it? Really.
Very poor. It was, but that was a professional. I mean, professional at the time was that we weren't drinking Monday to Friday, and then we played, and then and I can't speak for everyone because I know there was a few people who had a couple of tins during the week.
I remember Drummy brought in the breathalyzer right on the Sunday morning, right. So we had to do recovery at the Freo pool at 7 o'clock on the Sunday, and he brought in the breathalyzer, and then every single player that turned up would blow on the breathalyzer. It just became a competition. I think you held the record there for a long period of time.
Yeah, it wasn't a great idea for Drumming to bring that in because we looked at it as a competition rather than, hey guys, here's an update on where you're at and just be careful.
Shawnee's blowing 0.43.
Yeah, massive night. How many hours sleep have you had? 2? All right, blow on this. Woo! Ding, ding, ding. Records.
Fuck. Wasn't good.
You mentioned there professional footy. When did it change from being semi-professional to professional, and how did you adapt?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think it took... so when I first came in, and Stiff would have been the same, we came in as professional guys. There was still a number of players in those first 4 or 5 years that were still working, or probably 3 years, in fact, who were still working and coming to training. But we had the opportunity to just go about it in a full-time role. Getting back to, we didn't know that recovery wasn't meant to be 1,000 beers on a Saturday night. You know, there was like, that was just... against your civil liberties, probably at the time. What are you saying? You know, are you kidding me? We know we've worked hard all week, and this is what we do.
Yeah.
It did take a while to get to that point. I do remember. I can't tell you exactly the point for me, but there was a point where certainly you realise when you've had a quieter night and you just go about your rehab, how much quicker you can get back into action and get yourself going again.
So you reckon like post 2000 you turned a corner personally with that sort of thing?
Yeah. Before then, absolutely no.
It was open slather before that.
When I was injured back in the day, obviously people getting injured all the time. So AFL teams, they're off the piss. They're just getting themselves going. But when I was injured and significant injuries, that would be like, oh, that means I can go out Wednesday, Thursday and Friday because I'm not playing. But that was it because it was a social thing. And, for me at the time, if I had a knee injury or something, I'd be in the pool or doing weights. So that's no big drama. So I'd get through that kind of stuff. But it didn't stop me from going out.
Yeah, you mentioned going out in Freo afterwards. Do you think the Dockers have lost something by going to the Arc? Or do you think that doesn't make any sort of difference?
I think Fremantle... the city has lost an enormous heartbeat by allowing them to move, just because they wouldn't come to the party with the amount of money that the club was asking for at the time.
Oh, is that why they didn't?
Yeah, that's why they didn't go.
Okay. I didn't know.
Because the Fremantle Council were the ones who they had an opportunity. It was almost like a bidding process. Hey, the city of Coburn have come to us and said they will do a development around $100 million, like a significant development, and the city of Fremantle wouldn't have it. So the Dockers moving out there was to have the space to be able to do the things that they can. So they've got 2 ovals out there, but they're able to adjust that oval to whoever they're playing. You guys obviously know that kind of stuff there. But they've got areas of growth too in that building where they can do a whole lot of other things. It was an easy kill for the council out there because they were going to build that aquatic centre anyway, the basketball court. So they're going to get income as it stands at the moment. But it's a big draw card. The Dockers still go back there and train there on a regular basis out at Freo Oval, so they might do a Thursday session. They have time during the pre-season where it's a bit of a grounding thing where they go and train at Fremantle Oval and they sit in the change rooms that we used to go into, and they go into the gym where we used to work out in, just to make sure that they're connected to the area. But for the city itself, for us to be able to finish our training and just walk in, have lunch together and
go
just
to
be around. Good, go to
Papa's,
which we did. I don't know if we made any money because we absolutely tore that place apart all the time.
We did, but remember the day we beat Carlton round 3 in '96, and we were $7.50. They'd won the flag in '95, and we were $7.50. And Nons lighted up. Yes. Remember that?
He loved to bet, Nuncio.
He loved to bet. This is true, Matty. So we, after every Monday training, didn't we? We go down to Nunzio's, go downstairs. We went down these little dark stairs, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we'd pay $5, and we'd have this enormous big Italian feed.
Oh, it was crazy.
It was unbelievable.
So
$5. It was so good. He was the best Italian restaurant in town, and he's since gone to Bali and opened a restaurant. He's now back in Freo.
Oh, wow.
Been back for about 4 or 5 years.
Yep.
But I remember we beat Carlton, who were the reigning premiers, and won 18 straight. And we got them by... I was a rising star that day, by the way.
I did see that. I know that was first year.
Yeah, we were $7.50, but he backed us at the 40 plus. And we won by 50. So I remember walking into that dinner, and there was crayfish and scallops and prawns, and it was just the best. And Nunzio's punch in the air. I think the rumour was that he collected over 6 figures. So.
Whoa, that's outstanding.
So it was good.
Well,
so, yeah.
a lot of the time for years we used to eat at Nunzio's place, as Greg said. You go down the stairs, and it was just this area, and we'd just get full, and then we could go over to Time Zone and play for free, and we can go to Hoyts and watch a movie for free. It was all happening.
Quasar, remember that? Remember we got banned. Remember we got banned at Quasar because Quasar we'd run around. Like, we'd go down there like after training and run around like lunatics. But, like, remember there were all the like little walls and stuff.
Yeah.
And so like 2 people ran around. Who was that? So 2 people ran around from 2 different corners, like flushed each other, cut each other, and the club went no more. And we're like, oh, this is a disaster. Fuck. Yeah, it was no good.
That was
funny.
It was great fun.
We're going to talk about some big hits today. We're going to actually watch some big hits. We've got some. We've got a monitor that's going to come out a bit later in the show.
Very
but
good.
before we get too far, Sean mentioned we're big time. We've got some sponsors.
Yeah,
so we need to mention Geograph Equipment Hire in Canning Vale, your trusted partner for mining and construction hire solutions, backed by hands-on industry experience and a passion for customer service. Thanks to Grubo's Truckin' and to emergency water supplies in Biibra Lake, out of water from swimming pools to tanks. Can't talk today for some reason. Domestic and commercial. And thanks to Tint in Osborne Park. Enhance privacy and style for your ride and home. Visit Tint Osborne Park today and feel the difference.
That is fantastic. Can I go back to the water thing that just came up? Did you talk about pools as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Stiffy, have you told the story about your pool and having the governor over to give you some advice?
Oh, the governor. I can't remember that.
I
can't remember this.
You were looking to get
Andrew McGovern.
Yes.
Yep.
You were looking to get some advice on your pool in Murdoch when you were living there.
Yeah.
And you rang the governor because he had the pool cleaning
business.
competition.
I remember this.
Business. And
I remember this.
you don't remember this? I'm
No.
sure you told me this, and I'm going with it because I've told 1,000 people already. So he had the pool cleaning business. You gave him a call. Hey, this is what's going on with the pool. What should I do? Chlorine, salt, whatever do I need to put into the stuff? And he said, I'll come around and have a look at you. And my intake of the story is you said, no, you don't have to do that, mate. No, just tell us what to throw in.
Yeah.
Okay, can you take it from here? Has this jogged a memory?
And then Gov came round, did it all, and then charged me an exorbitant amount of money to actually go and do it. Yeah, the Gov was the best. He loved cash. And he stitched me royally. And that reminds me of another governor story, right? Remember when was it Drummy that asked us to do extras, or was that under? That was under Jared.
General. Yeah,
that was under the general. Yeah, Jared Nation. Anyway, what governor would do? He had a van for his pool business, right? He'd take his bike, put it in the van, park it at Freo Hospital, get in on the bike, right around the corner, splash some water on his face, and say he's been doing all these extras. And I remember being in a meeting, and we all knew this, and I remember being in a meeting, and the general got up in front of us and said, look, we'll go on bad or whatever, but he goes, yeah, Gov's the only one playing any good, and it's because he's doing all those extras. And we're looking at Gov and going, we know exactly what you're doing. You're pulling this bike out of your car.
Fuck, that's good.
Yeah.
I remember someone told a story one day, and I can't remember who it was that he said, but they were doing a run around, I don't know, some big park, and someone caught a taxi and just went to the end of the finish line. We might have to get Summer in to tell that story one day. What's been happening anyway? What's up? I know your kids are doing pretty well. Ollie at East Freo looked pretty good on the weekend.
Yeah. I'm very proud of his footy development in recent times. Me and Stevie talked about it a lot last year, which was great. He had a lot of setbacks for a few years, and I thought he had a lot more to give, and I thought he was getting overlooked and people who had opinions on things that, in my opinion, didn't have enough truth to them to be able to be, cited that particular way. So Anyway, that was a long-winded way of saying, I'm really proud of the way he's going. My oldest son, Lachlan, he was first at the Colts, and then he played reserves, never cracked a league game, and he fell out with East Fremantle in that they gave him the arse. But yeah, he struggled there for a while. I guess once you're on the fringes, it's difficult to understand what the coach wants from you. You're playing in positions that don't suit you. So he went to North Freo and played in the amateurs, and he's having a good time down there. And he's had a few injuries himself, but those two boys are playing. I've got another son who doesn't play, and then my daughter's playing junior footy, and she's had pretty good fun doing it, which is really cool, Matt.
Mm. Have you been to East Freo Oval? Yeah,
100 times over. I was really against the council for a year, and every chance I got to speak on my radio show, I laid the slipper in as much as I can, because they have been a waste of space, and what they did with the amount of money that they got from the state government was a joke. And you get all these woke people who take control of those councils, and it's all around WA, I would suspect. They take control of the money, and then they want everything done in a way that does not suit a footy club. Like, for example, the East Fremantle Footy Club has a dog walking area inside the ground.
Right where everyone sits on centre wing.
Yeah. And that cost something like $330,000 to put a fence that stands 1.5 metres high inside the football ground.
That's
$330,000.
Quite ironic when they're missing a fence on the fucking outside of the oval.
No, a fence on the outside.
No, they got one now, though. Didn't you see?
Temporary fucking fence.
My nana can jump it.
Oh, really? You just walk over it, don't you?
Yeah.
I did like the look of it, by the way, because I love a white picket fence.
It's a white picket fence. It's nice. It's aesthetic. That's all
we
about
should
the
do.
aesthetics.
We should just wander down there, put on disguises, pull it apart, and we'll stand there and take $20 on the way through.
Oh, yeah,
we'd actually get them for a couple of thousand to go down the tab.
It would.
That would
100%.
be fantastic.
The other part, I mean, the design of it, Matt, you've been there a few times. You've been there too, Stiff. I mean, it's just mental.
But there's no function room. The change rooms are shit. The viewing areas are shit. There's only one little stand for basically the members of East Fremantle, which is great, but there's no other stand.
No.
It's just disgusting.
It's really disgusting.
And it's so sad because I think is it going to be the end of it? I think the only thing that they can do is co-tenant South Fremantle and then send the Colts and the girls down to Goodgross Park, and they can play out of there and have that as their hub. I think financially the only way East Fremantle will survive now, and I can get that. I get that feeling because I've heard Bromwich talk a couple of times. He goes, "We're in some fucking froth and bubble here." The only way I can see them surviving, Matty, is if they actually go co-tenant.
Mm. No question that'll do that. So what's been learnt out is the state government aren't just going to give the money to they will put money aside for Swan Districts or Perth to do their new developments, but they will not just going to hand it to the council, who then take 15 years to get the bastard done in the first place, and in that time the increase of costs goes through the roof, so then they have to cut the hell out of it. And the design itself is just stupid anyway. The number one thing that they did is they went to two businesses, and they got the upstairs area, which is a huge area, and they just signed them to be the gym, so then they had money coming through when that area should have been where East Fremantle was in the first place. Secondly, downstairs is where they have the tavern, and the way they've set it up is it's a different business as well. It's not got nothing to do with East Fremantle.
And they only get like 4% in the dollar or something, don't they?
They just get a cut.
They get nothing.
They just get a cut of it. And I mean, you could. The other part to that is, I mean, the newest one that we've had is Claremont, and Claremont have function. I know plenty of people have birthday parties there, the kids' 21st, and they have plenty of piss ups there. And you would have thought you'd have gone to Claremont Oval, had a look at it, and go, okay, what works from this point and what doesn't work? How can we make it better? And they didn't do anything. They've made it twice as bad.
It's sad, isn't it?
It's really, really sad. And
it's got no. One of the biggest things, and I've seen this happen in my country club down at Royals down in Albany, and they've joined with Peaky's team, the Sharks.
Yep.
So Centennial Oval used to be this big old stand, a wooden stand, wooden floorboards, amazing, all your memorabilia. They've merged, but now it's like a government run or a council run facility. So there's no memorabilia in the function room at all for either club. Because people having a wedding there don't want to look at a photo of my old man Ron Harding kicking the old Burley, So there's nothing there. It's just a soulless ground, and that's what East Fremantle is now. It's just a soulless little venue. It's empty.
Yeah. I don't know if I would go that far. I do think when the people do come for a big final last year, for example, against the Demons, I thought that had some atmosphere to it, but that had the temporary fence around it, I guess, and that you had to pay to get in, so it did feel a bit more like a game of footy.
No, it did. I agree with that, but I mean, thinking about the money that they spend there and how long it took for them, it's only supposed to take a couple of years. They bowled the thing down, then they were unable to get it underway for so long. It would have waste. How much better could have they made it? I don't care about the fence. From the get-go they said there was not going to be a fence, so I accept that, and that hasn't been a good decision. But the design of the thing, come on.
Yeah. It's pretty poor. We could talk about it forever. Let's move on because we don't have enough time.
No.
Dockers, big win. Well, not really. Their lowest winning score ever on the weekend against the Pies, but they get it done. Pretty much a slog of a game. 45-39 the final score. Amos stepped up, Johnson stepped up late, kicked a couple to win the game. What did you think?
Yeah, I thought they were. It was frustrating watching it, as everybody would have seen. But I think that doesn't take in consideration how good the opposition were in terms of their pressure, and they just kept pressing forward and tackling. You saw the difference in the two teams in tackling was huge. And Fremantle always start to, their thing around the ball, the contest, and then working with handball, particularly at the half-back line, has been a real strength of theirs. They worked on it last year a lot, and certainly the start of this year has been a real strength. And I thought Collingwood took that away from them for the most part. So ticks all round for Collingwood. But one thing I haven't probably said about Freo is these guys have been bloody skillful and a really good bunch that they knew that they were bringing through. But now you're seeing, and I think the difference was on the weekend, there's a class factor. Because Collingwood have got some old stages with big time players, but Fremantle now have got a whole heap of guys who can play. And if it's not Caleb and Andy and Shea going through there and Murphy Reid, there's so many. And I think that you saw the start of the third quarter where they just went bang, bang, bang. That was a class difference. And at the end again, with Jai kicking that goal and Johnson and stuff like that, there was a class difference there.
I reckon the biggest thing I've seen this year is that our bottom, I shouldn't say our, but Freo's bottom six is starting to look real sexy, eh? And the bottom six are Rasmus, Johnson. I know Johnson didn't have a great day, but like that class finish to put him in front or to close the gap.
Yeah.
And the big one for me is like I've been real savage on Jai for a long period of time, just because for his contest and competition.
Yeah.
But I can't argue over the last 2 weeks that's the best version of Jai Miss I've seen. It hasn't been the goals. I don't give a fuck about him kicking goals, but his ability to pressure and tackle and actually contest in the air. Coupled with the fact that he has got class, he has got finish ability. Like that's the thing that's really appealing to me for Freo is that bottom six.
Is JL going to keep persisting with Darcy?
Well, he's going to be on a holiday for the next 10 days with the concussion protocol, but the answer is yeah. He wanted to play him into form. He kept saying that. He's coming into form. Bear in mind, when you went down and watched pre-season, Shaun was clearly the number one ruckman. Yeah, he was. But we're going to see the American Pie probably play this weekend.
That'll be cool.
Yeah.
And in a derby. I love that.
And in a derby.
That's so good.
And how will the West Coast fans deal with this big unit getting around? And
he'll dominate them.
I'm sure he'll get a touch. And if he kicks a goal, the team will be up and about. He'll be up and about. By the way, I've seen him play in the Waffle the last couple of times. Jesus, he's so much better than everyone else.
Yeah, he's a good player. With that ruck setup, do you genuinely think that come final? See, I look at it and go, I think the game's passed Shaun by, but because of the less
jump.
Stoppages and the jumping in the middle. And I think it was proven on the weekend, mate, like once he went out of the game, I don't think there's much doubt in my mind that the game changed as soon as Jackson went standalone on ball. And when Jackson went standalone on ball in round one, 27 touches, a goal, 10 marks, he was incredible, right? And I understand there's an element of playing Darcy and even Cox through the middle of the year to take physical duress away from Jackson. I think that over the course of a long season, I think that's massive for Freo. But come first final, say it's a qualifying final, to get into the ground, you reckon they're definitely going to play Darcy or Cox? 100.
Not even
based on because they should, or based on because you think that's what JL will definitely go to?
The evidence last year swung from being Jackson solely to the combination of them being together was they were dominating. They were dominating.
So you
But
think
there's new ruck rules now too.
Yeah, I think the centre bounce is tough for Shaun. But around the ground, and maybe it's horses for courses in that, you're going to get some tough wintry days, and he's going to be able to hold the guy, particularly a ball ups or boundary throw-ins.
Jackson doesn't get jumped into?
Yeah, and it keeps him
down.
fresher. And come finals, it's going to be more contest as well. Maybe that's he's not going to be outside. He's not going to be outside.
So if he's not out of the side, right? Because I thought in that game on the weekend, mate, I don't know what you thought, but I thought when Darcy was in the ruck and then it became Voss, Amiss, Jackson and Tracy, that started a little clunky to me.
Yeah.
And I think in a Grandy, right, where it's, you got Harris Andrews, and it could be a Brisbane, for example, and you got high quality defenders playing on those bigs, and then you got that run off halfback. I just think it's way too big.
It's way too big.
It's going to give them counter attack off halfback.
Yep.
And there's no momentum through your midfield. So I've got real doubts whether that will work come finals. But time will tell.
Yeah, I don't like Jackson as an on-baller either. I think
it drains him as well.
I just think he gets it when he gets the ball. It's stagnant. He gets it. He's not on the move like a Sarong will be or a Brayshaw will be. He's going to get it because he's so big, and it's not. He's still going to get the ball, but it's just get the ball, stand still, hand pass. It's not on the run, burst, let's go forward.
I don't see the nous in him by hand, which is the majority of the exits are by hand. I don't see the nous in him as a midfielder.
Time. Yeah, he'll have his time.
Yeah. Well,
thanks for elaborating.
No, well, I just think that I'll elaborate a bit more. Then he will play as an on-baller, but I don't have a problem with him playing 5 minutes here and there. If they want to play more of a permanent, I think that's a waste of time.
Yep.
All right, let's get into some stories because you reckon you've got some good stories with yourself and Shaun. And Greg was telling me that you were a little bit silly back in the day when you were a youngster. Are your kids as silly as you once were? And tell us a bit about was it wrecking a car?
I remember you going to trying to get to the ferry and you were late one day, and you had a little incident. Do many people know about that? Do your kids even know about that?
I don't even know if they do.
You're going with Ash Prescott to Rotto, weren't you?
Yeah, I rang
Was
Ash.
that the dumbest thing you've ever done as a kid?
Yeah, that was horrendous. I was coming home from being out, sleeping out, and my dad gave me a call and said he's going to be over in Rottnest and he's on my uncle's boat. Why don't you come over? And I was thinking, it's a great day. And it was a morning. I'm driving down. I can't remember where I was coming from, Claremont area, heading down towards we south of the river. And I thought, that's a good idea. I rang Ash Prescott because he'd been actually on my uncle's boat one day before and he loved it. And I said, Ash, my old man's over there, blah, blah, blah. Do you want to come over to Rottnest? He said, yeah. And I said, I've just looked at the ferry times. There's one going in 15 minutes. Can you get there? And he said, I don't think so. And I went, I reckon I can. And when I get there, I'll hold it up. I'll hold the boat up. And he goes, no worries. So
because you're a big deal.
Yeah, in my mind, no worries. Those guys will hold the boat for me, no problem. So I got down in the final stretch on Rouse Head, and I'm opening up the patrol that I had because I was just singing there as fast as I can. Quite a wide road, by the way. There was a car in front of me that was braking a lot, and they were clearly looking for the place that they were looking to turn into.
The dive shop.
And it was turned out to be the dive academy there. So they were braking and stuff like that, and I didn't know what. At the time, I was just thinking they're either going to pull over or they're going to stop somewhere along the line. So I just pulled myself out into the lane to go. There's not even a lane there because it wasn't even marked, to just go straight past it. And then they turned, and I put the anchors on and just skidded for ages before I ran into them. And thank God.
How quick you reckon you were going?
Probably 80. Yeah, probably 80.
T-boned them, eh?
Well, yeah, I did, and just got the back end, and of course the cops came out, and I got in a lot of trouble for that kind of stuff. I apologise to Ash because we didn't make the ferry, obviously.
And from memory, that car wasn't insured.
No, I'd let it lapse.
Yeah, that's right.
I'd let it lapse. Yeah, that was all the things when I was young I didn't really care for. Stiff would know. I was like, yeah, no, should be right. Off we go.
He was a free,
cost me a lot of money.
spirit.
Yeah.
I must admit, you were my favourite. Like, just the way you went about it. You're always my favourite. I think if you asked any of his teammates, and especially in those early days, I think everyone would say, if they were asked, who's your favourite player to play with and be around socially, and it was Shawnee.
Yeah, no, that's really nice. I do. By the way, I do really love all the guys that I had my time with. Like, we had a great time, but I felt like I do feel like I cared for everybody, and I think we did care for each other. Whilst we didn't have the success we were looking for, and we had some real dud coaches, but I just felt that we had a good bunch of guys, and I love being at the footy club.
Who was the best coach you had? So you had
by
the
mile. It's
general?
not even close with Jared. Like, Jared's just by. It's not even in the realms of having discussion about the others.
We spoke about this last week, and my opinion, it'd be interesting to see what you thought. But my opinion on Jared was the same thing, like how the game's played. Sorry about that. How the game's played now is what Jared was putting in place in the 90s, even at Claremont.
He was
in
so
the late 80s.
he was so far ahead of
Amazing.
AFL footy and the game by a mile, and that's when you get ridiculed, and that's what happened to him because everyone comes across, particularly everyone's got their opinion. Media, they haven't seen this style of game. What are you talking about? He's bringing international sport because he's a water polo guy. This doesn't work. All that kind of stuff. And then it became the terminologies people started using 10 years later. Playing with advantage, playing with numbers around the ball, counter-attacking, all these words would come out and you go, mate, this is crazy.
What got him? I said arrogance, or he didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't really remember Yang Yong.
Yeah,
because he didn't want a weights coach, so we got Yang Yong in, and we were just like, people don't understand. Like, literally, this room here was our weight. It was tiny. Remember that thing above Picton Pool, and it was just insane. And but I said it was his arrogance to go, I'm going to do the fucking lot. I'm going to do the fitness, the weights, and guys like Leachy and that. He'd break us down.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. The inability to be able to take in other experts in the field, and you don't know everything. So let's get the best guy in here for strength and conditioning, and let's get the best guy in here, and I'm the coach because I'm the best coach, and I'll do my part.
I'd love to have seen him coach an up and going side back then. Like, imagine if he had walked into like Pagan leaves and he got a North Melbourne, for example, and just go and get a ready-made side and see what he could have achieved. Because I reckon he'd probably nearly still be coaching now.
I agree with that. No, he's by far the best coach going around, and that was the best fun. And that was the best understanding I had of playing AFL footy. I understood what he wanted. I enjoyed playing the style of game, which is a whole different thing. That's a real big deal about playing footy. It didn't matter where you play. I mean, actually, and the way I was telling someone this the other day. When I played in 95, I think it was round 5, I played on Nicky Winmar off half-back, and Jared came up to me on the plane and he said, how you going? I said, yeah, not too bad. I played a handful of games. And he said, it's great day for you tomorrow. And I went, yeah? And he goes, Leachy's out. He's got a migraine. And this is Friday on the plane. And I said, yeah? And he goes, so you're going to be playing half-back on Nicky Winmar? And I'm like, oh, geez. And he's like, mate, this is going to be the best front. As soon as we got it, counter-attacks, run and bounce, and that's how we described it. And we all knew how to play. We all knew how to use advantage and use the numbers that we had around us. And the very first play of the game, I reckon St Kilda got a clearance, kicked it in their forward line, and Steve O'Reilly, I reckon, marked it. And I was just off, and he kicked it to me, and I had 2 bounces and just booted it down the line, and you just knew how to play. It was fun.
Yeah, and actually, something just jumped in my head. If I digress. Remember when we played under Drummy, right? So Jared gets turfed out. Drummy comes in. Universally, we hated Drummy. And we were playing this dour, hoochie style of... Remember the hoochie?
Well, it was...
It was horrible to play. And no shit, this is no word of a lie. Shawnee was our captain at the time. Shawnee grabbed us. We had a meeting with Drummy not there. And we said, fuck this, we're going to play a Jared style of play. And mid-year in that year, and I think we played Sydney and St Kilda and a couple in a row, and we just went back to gunning off half-back and like identifying the spare, 2-on-1, take the game on, like it's played now. And we went whack, 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 and then Drummy didn't even know. But you actually, Shawnee literally got us in and go, fuck this is so boring. But we actually got back to actually playing, and we won games of footy.
Yeah, wow. Is there enough variety in today's game? Or do all the coaches just follow suit?
Well, there's always going to be an outlier. So if we go back a couple of years, it was Damien Hardwick when he left Hawthorn. He takes over the Richmond job, and then it became they're going to move the ball on by tapping and soccering and just force it forward as much as possible. So there's going to be someone who always changes it. I think Fly kind of... Brisbane probably kicked the ball around, maintain possession through uncontested possessions. They've got the class, though, to be able to use their kicking skills.
Good side.
And, there's going to be someone who goes about it in a different way, but that person is generally the person who everyone comes for about their style of game. At the moment, I mean, Justin has been, as you know, everybody knows, has been big on defence, and he's had to adjust. But that we're all big on defence, Stiff, but if he had have played with that counter-attacking mindset with Freo a few years ago that we played with...
He'd kick 80 goals again.
Once we get a chance to turn this ball, off you go. Yeah. Yeah, I would have. They would have been a better team, and they wouldn't have had the troubles scoring as much as they had done. Everything stop-start. Yeah, some of the players who are playing Fremantle's backline at the moment are still a bit stop-start. One day, whether Hayden Young goes back there and he's a bit more making it happen.
He's a problem, isn't he?
He's a problem, but hopefully he'll get himself going. But yeah, that would be nice to see the Dockers come into that. But we'll see how it goes with trends in the future and what it takes from a coach to be able to forge their own identity.
Do they have enough midfield talent now to have the luxury to throw...
I won't even let you finish that conversation.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's going to be fascinating to watch how Freo go moving forward. We've actually got some old highlights we're going to get into in just a sec. All right, so we're doing something a little bit different today. We're going to re-watch some old Derby highlights ahead of the Western Derby coming up this weekend. Firstly, we've got Fremantle's first ever win back in 1999, round 16, against the Eagles. And we've got a passage of play here, which involves, well, both Shaun McManus and Greg Harding. Let's have a bit of a watch, and we'll see how we go.
Is this one of your best memories?
Well, you touching the ball, on the counter-attack. Heath Blake getting involved. Brady Holland, yes.
Look at that fucking ponytail.
Hello.
He had it in a bun there. The long sleeve, Steve. What the
actually
fuck?
It's spun.
It's spun. This is one of the greatest things I've ever seen live.
In the wet.
I throw the best high 10 ever.
There's a Perth Wizard, Brad Weira.
Right there. That's the high 10.
Hey. Well, everyone wanted to touch Tony Modra, didn't they?
He was a beautiful man. He was a beautiful man, wasn't he? How good was that? Like, I remember, I think I was about 21 when he came over, and just have Tony Modra come to your club, it was...
do you have the long sleeves and a glove?
And a glove, yes.
Fucking hell.
No glove, no love. He was he's all about protection.
I know. I had the worst arms, so that's why I wore the long sleeve. Shaun, have a look at Modra.
It's Bradley Weira. He was playing on
Weira.
David Weira punted that day.
That's right. He had the defensive half forward role. Kicked 4? 3 or 4?
He kicked 3. He'll probably tell us it's 4.
And here we go. This is going to be the end soon.
Yeah,
Daniel Banny. The Willsey just attacking the ball, mainly with the tackle.
Did you go to this last stoppage and we were just giving it to Roo, Matera? Are you there?
Just trying to see if I am there.
He must be on the pine.
It's not for the first time.
There you are.
Oh, that was me there. Drummy. Look at him.
Remember we were talking about, we were giving it to Roo, and Roo goes, you fuckers will be on the piss all night. And
we were.
And he goes, you won't win another game for the rest of the year. And we didn't.
We didn't win another game.
No, we lost down next 6.
Jeez.
Can you remember the after party?
We went down to the left bank. People were going past in limousines and all kinds of stuff. It was going mental.
But can you remember that we had dinner at South Fremantle Oval? And then they introduced us one by one on stage. Drummy got up and spoke, and we ate. Yeah, we had the function at South Fremantle Oval. All the coal oval was cars.
Yeah.
We had a feed in one side, and then they walked us around the back through the bar into the main function room, and there was 5,000 people in there. It was incredible.
God, that's
and then it was number 8, Shaun McManus, and up you go, and everyone would cheer, and we walked down Market Street, and they were banging the drums, and it was just the greatest night. As I recall, and off to the Zanzibar until 7 in the morning.
Well,
a bit of a lock-in.
We did a lot of time at the left bank because that was our home then. After that stiff, but that was great. By the way, I never asked you, when you came straight away, did Crummy go out of the team for you to get number 3?
No, I was 32.
32 to start with, that's right. Sorry.
Yeah, I was 32, and Brad Rowe was 32. Remember Brad Rowe?
Yeah.
And then he got delisted at the end of the year, and I took his 3.
Ah.
Oh, sorry, no. Brad Rowe was 3.
3. Sorry,
was
Belly was
32.
32.
Ah, so
When
Belly
he
got
first came, he was
delisted.
32.
Yeah,
and then
right.
he came back to wear the
Yeah,
32
yeah.
years down the track.
So this, mate, like this is the greatest thing I've ever seen, right? Does this
Well,
make
you're
you...
saying it's because I'm here.
No, yeah, because you
This
could
doesn't
have
actually get
died.
spoken about enough or shown enough in highlight.
It does
clips.
in my household.
Is this when you watch this? Do you like? Are you fucking real proud of this? This is the greatest thing I've seen.
Yeah, no, I am. This is going to sound like a real wankery thing to say, but it wasn't the first time I did that this season.
Well, let's have a watch first, and we'll see how we go.
And Shippy just sets you up beautifully. Holy fuck, that is enormous. Were you out then?
Yeah, I wasn't in a good way. I didn't know what... I honestly thought Ashley McIntosh had cleaned me up for months after this moment. I didn't know it was Wirra. I didn't watch it again. And maybe if I watched it, I didn't know what was going on.
Fuck,
Did they pay that as a mark or a free kick?
I think
not
they
sure.
paid the mark from memory. Can you go back on it? No.
Well, the commentary, I can hear someone saying they've paid it as a mark, but I don't know if they ultimately paid as a mark or a front on.
Oh, no, you definitely didn't fucking mark it because you're unconscious. Well, you were out, weren't you?
I wasn't in a good way.
No.
No. I wasn't in a good way.
Like, and then, like, you weren't the most fluent kick in the world, were you?
But before this, this clearly stiff. Weeks leading up, I changed my my run up and really
Is
went
that
through
right?
some stuff. Yeah. And
Can
it was
you
just
remember
a
being
moment.
clear?
Yeah,
Here?
absolutely clear of what I wanted to do.
Really?
Not right now,
Yeah.
but once. Because Fletcher's still got the footy there.
Yeah, Fletcher's
But once
got-
I got the footy,
Fletcher wouldn't have made the journey from then. He was a beautiful kick, but he wouldn't have made the journey from
Before
35.
then, it was Clive who wanted to take the footy off me.
Yeah, yeah.
He was there and he wanted to take the footy. But right now, I was clear on what I wanted to do. It was 3 steps I was counting in my mind once I'd lined it up. 3 steps, and then there was a jog and just a follow through. That's the only thing I brought it back to a real. How high did I kick that ball?
Well, see how close you got to the man on the mark? I reckon your process was fucked. Because if you go back
My
on
mind
that,
was
you
good.
kicked the ball from 2 metres away from him. Because I watched and go, why do you kick it so high? And then when you watch it back, you like, I don't know, well, you knew what you were doing at the time, but you actually get so close to him and have to kick it really high.
Well, I just knew what I needed to do, which was my count in my head starting from
Yeah.
whatever leg it was. It was 1, 2, 3, jog, kick. That's all I wanted it to be. And that and went through. But there was, did you see Peter Bell doing the crybaby
Oh, the
stuff?
crybaby at the end is
Yeah, yeah.
gold.
Absolute
Johnny
gold.
Rankin would want to kill someone. You see him run in as a trainer.
And Wood.
How many weeks is that today? That's a whole year out, isn't it? If you
Yeah,
were
that's a big hit.
Is it? Because the ball, he sort of gets ball at the same time he collects him. That'd be a really interesting one, though.
It would. But he fucking
Well,
leapt off the
he's
ground
not going
too.
to mark the ball.
The AFL.
I've got it in my hands. I've marked it.
Oh, yeah, that's life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's just run into me.
that's a fucking big hit.
And then he's...
So that's
yeah.
that's
that
a
is-
year after Demolition Derby. That's the game after the Demolition Derby, actually.
Yeah.
That's Western Derby 13. So we're going to go back and watch Western Derby 12. All right, we're going to watch the start. So Demolition Derby, round 21, 2000. Now you guys have been pumped actually earlier in the season by West Coast. It was when Scotty Cummings kicked 10 goals.
Yep.
Oh, we got flogged.
Yeah.
Jimmy Stiff. Next couple of days. Absolutely flogged. The whole week, actually.
But will tell us about the lead into the game, and we're going to start watching here from
I didn't play in this game.
the first quarter.
Thank fuck.
Okay,
Because I
we've-
can't fight.
We've got actually
I'll go to the lead-in before you press play.
Yeah.
The lead-in was that we needed to stand up, and after getting belted in the first time we played them that year, that we needed to make a bit of a stand. We had discussions about that. I spoke in the media leading up to that week, say the Wednesday, Thursday, and a number of occasions saying we're going to be as physical as we can. So that to set the scene. Before, when we were in the change rooms, we talked about basically fighting. Yeah, we did. And we got the all clear from the coach. Absolutely. Heath Black, I don't think Heath Black ended up playing in that one too because he hurt his groin. Or hurt his groin early in the quarter.
I've got a Heath Black footage.
Okay, so he must have got injured in the first quarter or something.
Yeah.
He did his groin.
First or second, I reckon.
But he was really hell-bent on hurting
was.
somebody in particular, and it was Phil Matera.
Yeah, well, he does get a hold of Phil at one point.
Yeah, well, it could have gone long into
For
the
a
night
little
for
bit.
Phil.
And here's
Poor
the one
Phil.
that-
This started.
The
Pav
slap
didn't
fight.
want anything to do with this, by the way.
No. That's
Pav at full back
because he
too.
keeps on falling over. The Pav. And I'll go down there.
And then pretend that like it never happened.
Oh, funny. Big DB.
There you go. So
Jimmy
that's what
he didn't like
starts it.
fighting either. He was an
No, he wasn't
outstanding.
in the
He was an
in the
outstanding
final.
player, Jimmy. But fuck, he had a good day this day, didn't he? Remember, he used to just dominate Phil.
He did. Because
He-
he's got
he-
electric speed and
yeah.
size.
So you were captain or co-captain with Adrian
Yep.
Fletcher at this point.
Yep.
And how come you got to do the coin toss that day? Was it just did it
Might have
rotate?
just been my turn, but all week I'd been doing the talking.
Yeah.
I'd been doing the talking, and probably in my mind that I was going to go out there and lead that way in terms of that physical aspect throughout the game.
Yeah. Stephen Coops there.
Coop swoops. Man,
He
you never.
was a good player.
Athletically, he's a
Yeah.
freak. He took a mark in Canberra against North Melbourne. How it wasn't mark of the year, I don't know. But apart from that, it didn't even get mark of the week.
Yeah. It is an underrated mark,
Look
that
at
mark.
Cardi's face.
Pav.
Pav just trying to poke him in the eye.
And then they cut away before he slips over.
There's Roo.
Peter Matera kicking out a full back.
Fantastic.
Who is that? Hottie Williams.
Yep.
Yeah. And we're not too far away from the fight now, from the big brawl that really starts it all.
So talking about Merritt,
Yep.
we call Kickety Merritt. I don't know why we called him Merritt.
Well, I think he said it first.
Yeah, I think so.
Just
And that wasn't set up, was it? Kickety on Reed, was it?
no. Well,
Well,
we
you
all,
just kept on hanging on to him.
yeah, but again, coming back to it, we were always going to be as physical as possible, and there was no line, there was no limit to what was going to happen that game. That was for every player. So when Reedy wanted to make a day of it, then he copped the wrong guy.
Morrison being driven into the ground. Look at around the ground, the big Coca-Cola logo. Bloody
Yeah,
Linter
gets that.
Gas.
Mitchell
And
White.
Mitchell White's about to get it.
Yeah.
He got an absolute
here he
cracker.
comes. Big fist. Bang.
Smooth
Drew.
Prescott,
And here we go.
Metro.
Here's when it all starts.
This is where, you're not great in here, Shawnee.
Yeah, hold on.
There you
Wait,
go.
wait,
Sorry,
wait,
no,
wait till I get up, mate. I'm just off balance.
Oh, you got Reedy?
Yeah, yeah.
Kickety just goes off.
Yeah.
And then here comes Dottie's fake left.
No, that's the second fight.
Oh, is that the second
Yeah,
fight?
'cause that was in the middle of the ground. He ended up getting 2 weeks for that, by the way, because he did hit
Gardner
him
and-
He
eventually.
shouldn't have got anything for it. A very young Hayes. Jeez, he was a good player, Hayes.
Very good.
So Gardner and Clem Michael shaping up as well.
Well, that would have, mate. We were unlucky with Claire Michael. He would have
well,
dominated footy.
He would have.
He would have
Clem Michael was a
dominated
star.
as a ruckman. Is Stephen Coops. Coops swoops.
Fletchy boy.
How good was he?
He was a
Far out.
star. One of the best kicks I've ever seen. I loved it when
Super
Fletch
mark.
used to kick those little low barrels when he was too far
Oh,
out
yeah.
on the run. I've never seen anything like it. A very young whack.
There's a real
Good player, Andrew Embley. Bloody
Great
good player.
chaotic nature to the way the game was played too. I just love watching this sort of footy.
Get to the fight. When's the fight?
Well, hang on, it's going to come back. I thought they would have replayed it by now, and they haven't. Let's see if we can go forward a little bit more. Here we go. It's coming up. Here we go. We've zoomed forward. Cuz, good runner.
Great hair.
Great hair that day.
Amazing.
Flowing. Look
hair.
at the bounce
good,
on
that's
it. Here we
good
go.
bounce.
Here we go. Watch
there you
Dotty.
are, Shawnee. Throwing
He
off
got-
it.
No, he got pushed backwards.
Oh, look
There's
at Kitty. Oh, whack.
Fuck.
Blackie.
Who have you got in a headlock there?
Reedy. He's
Reedy,
not going
it was
anywhere in a
Reedy.
hurry.
Yeah. So there we go. So that's
He had a tough
number
day.
one.
He had a tough. I got $4,000 for that, by the way. That was my fine for the day.
For that?
Yeah.
He didn't do anything.
No, it was melee. It's classed as melee,
I
and
got
I'd
fined
been done
1,500
before.
once because I got cut. It was a pre-season game, and there was a melee. I don't know who it was against, and someone ran into me, so I grabbed him in a headlock. That was about all I was good for. Well, I wrestled him on the ground. It was Jesse Sinclair, and I still got fined 1,500 for the melee. And I wrestled my own teammate in the ground. Sort of how my life's worked.
Here we go. Now the second fight.
Okay, middle of the ground.
Middle of the ground. Here we go. We got the second fight.
Oh, yeah. I say Reedy's trying to push him down, and slap him on the face.
Where's
Or
Dotty?
Fletchy.
There we go.
The-
Dotty's
The
left
Shippy's
hand.
just trying to give him one.
Ships-
Oh, that
That's not
doesn't
bad.
connect.
You don't reckon?
Oh,
It does. They got
surprising.
two. He brushed him. It brushed him.
Yeah, if you go back on it, right, at the same time, he throws the left and brushes him. He's getting pulled, but Reed's getting pulled backwards out of the
So
contest. So
here's
Dotty will
Reed.
swear black and blue.
He's hitting Fletchy in the head.
So they're
See, should
pulling
we give
him.
him one in the guts?
Yeah, look at
Chuck's got him,
Chuck
pulling him
Norris.
down.
Yeah, so he's pulling him backwards.
Yeah.
So Dotty goes, I've knocked him out with the left. He's knocked him out with fuck all, mate. Like, he barely touched him, but Dotty will swear black and blue that he got him.
He definitely got 2
2
weeks for it. Can we just say, what am I doing with the umpire? I'm pointing like I'm dobbing someone in.
Yeah. Yeah, what's going
Your
on?
hair looks
Have a look at
immaculate
it
in this
again.
game.
good,
too.
it was good,
You got
but-
the full perm. See, Jess Sinclair's got him as well, Reedy.
Okay. Okay,
What
here
are you
I am.
doing?
Look, I'm telling the umpire, look, pointing, hey, he's a naughty boy. Look, it's his fault. What? What are you doing?
Oh,
Fucking hell.
the comeback in this game was
Outstanding.
enormous.
30-odd points down. It was just amazing.
42.
42 it was.
42.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you have a good day?
Yeah, had a pretty good day that day. And it was more so, there was just so many great moments, apart from the fighting and all the rest of it. When Troy Cook ran through Mitchell Wide, the ball was in between them.
Hang on, let's have a look here.
You're right there too.
We've got Greg here. We found Greg.
Oh yeah, this
Fantastic.
is doing my best work.
Look at him.
Oh, there he is. Bounce
Sam.
side.
See, Lee
jacket.
Brown having a,
That's-
there
nice
he
and
is.
warm.
Callers.
Coat on. Callers.
Someone who was that? Was that
that Paul
Groves?
Maher?
No, I reckon- no, it was Anthony Groves stood up.
Anthony Jones, right next to you, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Paul Maher's there.
Actually, my grandparents were in that frame too. Yeah. All right, Cook hit. Let's get to the Cookie hit. Here's Pav after he's been mildly concussed, they say on the commentary, and he's looking to go back out there by the looks of it.
Concussion wasn't a thing in our day.
No. He got hit by McIntosh too. That doesn't get shown really.
Okay.
You were
Yep.
right. You were right here when he hits him. Did it make a sound?
In my mind, it felt like
Yeah.
so. There, I'm at the top of the
You
square
get-
there, and
you
I'm
actually
running
get
here.
possession of the ball.
Boom!
Whitey just curls up.
Good. Yeah, good kick.
Yeah, see, straight to his feet, perfect. That's how Buzz loved him.
But fuck, he was a good player, Buzz, to not really dominate AFL footy.
Yeah, he's a great player and a great human being. Great human being.
He
But
is
yeah, he could
super.
have had some bigger moments, you would think. But that moment there, because Cookie was coming in like a steam train and Mitchell White was coming the other way. But if you could see their faces, which I could, one person was going harder than the other. And I know Cookie jumped in there, but he was
it?
so hard.
Can you remember what the injury was? Because I look at
I
that, he
think
grabs
that-
his leg. Obviously,
yeah.
he's got a big corky.
And
But you can't get stretchered for a corky.
No.
Do you reckon he had to have broken his ribs, though? Oh, he's holding a bit of rib there. And
he's holding a bit of rib.
yeah, there's 5 or 6 ribs in
He's a
lot
good
of
guy,
trouble.
Mitch. I had a good we swam against him the other day.
How many weeks for that
Oh,
now? Doesn't get head. How many
Yeah, but
weeks for that?
jumps.
Jumps off the ground, doesn't get head. Does he
Oh,
get
they
time
can
for that?
bump. Yeah, he probably
Surely.
does.
Yeah, of course he does.
does.
What for?
For jumping.
But he doesn't get head.
So what?
No, that doesn't get that's play on.
Like,
I don't think you're allowed to bump anyone. Oh,
can't like that.
No,
He's
that's,
been
only,
injured.
that's only if you get head. You let a bump. But it's
Yeah.
only if you get head. That's play on.
He's been stretched off.
That
How
doesn't
hard was
matter.
that?
Didn't get head.
That's bloody great.
Hard as. All right, and we'll have a bit of a watch the finish here if we've got enough time, and we'll get to the end of the game. So down by 4 at this stage, and then a little bit of momentum comes your way, and yeah, so
There's Jesse Sinclair on the left.
so the
Where's
fallout
Clivis?
the fallout from this game, Sean. So 12 players in total had to front up.
Yep.
7 Freo players, 5 West Coast players, and Embley was the only one to get off.
He did. He's spoken about that a lot, actually. I can't believe he got off there. But he did a separate... He had a separate hearing than the rest of us. He manipulated it perfectly, so well done to him. So we all turned up into the city all wearing our civvies, and they had the video link. Here's Clive putting the burners on. See you later. No one runs faster in
at
the
that
world
pickup.
towards goal. No one in the world.
That was his 6th too, eh?
Usain Bolt would
7.
Seven. He kicked 7 that day. He if it was him and Usain Bolt, he would beat him. If the ball was between you and the goals, he would beat you back. If it was the other way around,
Defensively?
the other way around, he ran through quicksand.
Fuck.
But he was lightning,
He
Clive,
was a good player, Clive.
and such a powerful unit. Fair dinkum, unbelievable,
And confident.
super confident.
Super confident.
And he's got Jacko covered, old legs
No,
there.
he's got everyone covered.
That's the one, Ant.
Good pickup. ugly kick.
He could have easily missed that too, mind you.
yeah, exactly.
Like, he was that sort of player, wasn't he? Like,
Yeah.
he could miss from the top of the square, Clive, and then the next second just barrel one from 60 and get it home.
And then
But
here
you're
you
right
go.
on Clem Michael, mate. He was
He's a freak.
like, he was really a Luke Jackson type, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Very much
Yep.
so. And just had chronic knees.
So big hits in this game. Now, Greg, before we wrap it up, as we continue to watch, and Dottie's going to kick the winning goal in a minute, but before we wrap it up, you told me a story that Megan said something's going to happen to Shaun.
Yeah,
Well, I think we're going
Shaun-
back in time, aren't we?
We are going back in time. So this was, we were playing Port Adelaide, I think, at
correct.
Amy Stadium. And Shaun had come back off injury off the first knee. And because Shaun used to live in Burragoon and I used to live in Murdoch, often used to share a ride to the airport or go to training and whatever. And I distinctly remember, like, Megan picked us up and we go to the airport and we're in the car. And Megan had a dream the night before, right? And she, like, proceeds to tell us the dream, didn't she? And she just goes, it's something along the lines of, it's pretty close to this. Like, Shaun, I had a dream and you've done your knee again. And I remember getting out of the car and Shaun was like, why the fuck would you tell me this going into a game? Like, I remember he just, like, and and sure enough, in the game, in the second quarter of whatever it was, I look over and he's on the ground grabbing his knee. And I'm going, I cannot believe what I'm watching. And then I remember Megan picking you up from the airport.
Do you play for that free kick there, by the way, just to cut off for a second?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I remember picking you
Love playing for free kick.
picked you up from the airport, and, like, she's bawling. You know, she's trying to support you. You're
Furious.
just filthy. Like, I'm carrying your bag. You're on crutches. I don't want to go in the car with you, like, because I don't know what's going to be said. And it was a pretty quiet trip back. But yeah, she literally
That's a
had
true
a dream
story.
about about the knee recap.
And we spoke again in the hotel. She said, I really don't want you to play. I do have that bad feeling. And I said, no worries, mate. What do you want me to walk in and just tell Jared that I can't play because you've had a bad feeling? Give us a rest.
Were you cursing her name when you were lying on your back?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I cursed my name. And Chuck had the ball on the centre wing there at Footy Park. And this is just getting, we are digressing, but that was a good attack there. Darren Glass gets a shot on goal, doesn't he, at some stage? Yeah.
Darren had a really, really awful last five. He had a set shot from 30.
Yeah,
Hits the
we've
post.
skipped over that.
Yeah, he hits the post.
But he's
Good.
had a man. It's probably the reason he goes to the back line.
And then one skips through him. He sort of goes at it in the goal. So he just had to sort of sit back and let it come.
We will see.
Okay, so they get the clearance and it goes deep into our defence, so eventually. So Dotty wins that one.
It's out in the full.
Yeah.
Classic Dotty.
But I remember the last part when the ball goes out of bounds, and we'll see that coming up very shortly. And we're running, and it ends up being a boundary throw-in, I'm pretty sure.
So 40 seconds left now. And
Okay, so
here we go. Time's winding down.
Okay, they're out the back.
Ash.
Jonesy doing all the hard yards, gets hit out of bounds probably at some
Rue
stage.
gets it done here. And he just had to
nutmeg.
Like, he just had to sit, didn't
Oh,
he?
dear.
Because Glassy was only a pup here. He's an absolute nightmare. Rue. No one had a better angry face than Rue.
Yeah.
When it wasn't going his way.
What a
He
start.
hated it.
Also, Phil's out of this game now because he's run into the umpire, Steve Hanley. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So much happened in that game.
So much happening.
Well, this stage, Reedy couldn't see.
Phil's, by the way, what a great player. Yeah, read his eyes covered over. Phil Matera, he was a great player too.
He's a good player, wasn't he, Greg?
Yeah.
Peter.
Phil.
Oh, Phil was a good player.
He kicked a lot of goals. Okay, so it gets cleared and it goes for a boundary try. I remember standing next to Benny Cousins. I got this ball up. I remember seeing
That's
Benny
good tackle.
Cousins. Well, I could do one thing, and that was tackle. Must have been when we were running down there earlier on together, and I said, how's this game? I remember trying to half talk to him. This game is unbelievable.
You and Springer nearly bang your heads.
Springer had hair. That was a long time ago. Good stuff.
You are very happy.
Geez, Springer does have a lot of hair on his head.
Yeah, look at that. Springer is the happiest bloke out there. That's so good.
Cookies on the ground.
Drummy thinks he's a genius.
He is a genius. Look at him. He was so smart that he went into politics and he had a 20, 30-year career. That's good thinking.
Great thinking, and suited him down to the ground, Shaun, being a politician.
Agreed.
There you go.
Chatty Fletcher still in Bali.
Ecstasy, the agony.
There's Mods.
Jeez, they keep filming you,
I wonder
Sean.
what happened to Mods, because he was on the bench.
Oh, well,
He
he's
must have
got
done
his
a
hand
string.
strapped. He had his hand strapped up.
Yeah, Blackie's there. He was off too.
Yeah, Blackie hurt his groin early in that one.
Was that the end of getting bullied? Because we did get bullied for a long period of time, didn't we? And we did win in '99, but then we'd lost a couple in a row again after '99. Do you reckon that was the end? Because they really did feed it to us. Like Woosha and those early derbies. I didn't play in '95, but I'm sure it was the same. But Woosha used to just treat us like little kids. And they all did, didn't they? Yeah,
because he was he's a super powerful man at the time, and he was a man, and we weren't, and we were all coming from the waffle system. So, yeah, he did bully us. But that was the end of it. From then on in, we ended up having a good part. There was, I don't know, it was the early, 2003, 4, 5 type of scenario where we won a lot of derbies. We went on a really big run for quite a while. Mark Harvey never lost a derby. Then Ross came in, and then he barely ever won a derby. And they lost like 10 or maybe even 12 to the Eagles in a row. And then obviously they have been able to turn that on their head in recent times.
Well, Eagles are now maybe starting to come back a little bit, but still a long way, I think.
Oh, yeah, well, if you're that shit for that long, you're going to get good enough players to be able to turn the wheels.
Yeah.
They're getting their opportunity to hopefully do that for West Coast supporters.
Well, this weekend should be an intriguing game. A couple of wins for
well,
West
I don't
Coast,
know. I mean, if Yo comes back into the team, which I'd imagine he comes back into the team, and Milan Murdoch reckons he's going to be back from, so he's a hype play. He's got good energy. He'll throw himself around. Those two guys make a big difference to the West Coast team, so they can compete. But Freo, again, we started this podcast talking about Freo's win against Collingwood and the class factor. They are the better team, but Melbourne got, not that I'm saying Melbourne's a good team, but Essendon smoked Melbourne on the weekend, and the Gold Coast Suns got beaten again, and Western Bulldogs got beaten again. So there we go.
What's next for you?
Next for me, I'm just watching my son play. I'll get back into coaching at some stage. When I finished playing footy at the Dockers, my first job, I was doing some development coaching at Freo, and I envisaged myself staying in that realm for a while. But because it was part-time, I didn't have a job, and I had 3 kids or 4 kids at the time. I don't know. I had heaps of kids. And
you're in the trenches.
I was in the trenches. But I needed another income. And by chance, after I'd retired, Nova had asked me to come and fill in for cricketer Ryan Campbell, who was away in India playing the second level of 2020s. Yeah, it was called ICL, I think it was called. And I did that. And then at the end of the year, Ryan's like, "Oh, this isn't for me. I hate this job." And they asked me if I wanted to take it. And I ran that past the footy club because I was first and foremostly employed by them. And they said, June 30 is when we do the budget and we'll be able to create a full-time role for you. And anyway, I started doing the radio, and then I just put it off thinking I'll do it the next year full-time, and then the next year. And in the end, the radio paid me more money to stay. And the other part to that is I didn't want it not to be a success. So I stayed longer. All the while in my mind, this was never going to be a long-term thing at the radio station. I was only doing it for it to be a success before I turned my attention to the Dockers and footy coaching, which is my passion. And Steve's been in the game for a long, long time here, but you never lose that passion. And I haven't lost it, and I will return into the football realm at some stage.
All right, I think that's an exciting way to finish the show today. It's been fun. Watched a few old Derby highlights.
We could have gone for so much longer. I know we digressed a lot there, Steve, and there's a lot of things to talk about.
We had all these questions written down. I didn't ask you one. I'll just go off one, really.
Try to get to a few.
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, no, I appreciate you having me, guys. It's good when we get together to be able to have communicate our past times, because it was really good fun. It went in a heartbeat, didn't it, Steve? It went in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I regret a lot.
Yeah, of course.
It finished so quick.
Yeah.
But you had you had an incredible career, considering 225 games.
28. I don't want to
228. 228. But then on the back of 2 knee recons, and it always felt like you were under the pump.
I did feel that way. I did for that. I always wonder. I had this conversation with Belly once. What's it like not to be under the pump?
Yeah. People don't understand. I reckon in the AFL, what it's like not to be in the top 10 players of your club.
Yeah.
You know, like when you're in that pocket, and you would have gone through it. You would have had periods of your career over the 228 where you knew you were going to play week in, week out, and you're not going anywhere. And I probably only had that for a pocket of like maybe 96. I was still under the pump my first year. 97, I was in good form, and then 98 and so forth. I probably had 30 games out of my 80 where I felt like I was going to play the next week. And that's a beautiful place to be. That is a gorgeous place to be. You're getting paid good money, loving life. But when you're not in that realm, AFL
which
footy,
is for majority of people.
AFL, you're coming off out of injury. The AFL system is a fucking awful place to be, isn't it, Shawnee?
Yeah, it is really a strain on your mental capacity massively. And getting back to that strain, Steve, you came back into the team one day. We're playing at Marvel Stadium on that night game, and you were throwing up on the bench the whole time. Because it's stress.
Yeah, I used to throw up. Brad Weir used to do it a bit, and that's because why we call him Spewy. But like 100%, I'd throw up nearly every game, multiple.
And cramping got you in the end.
Yeah,
I reckon that game. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, mate. I used to cramp most games halfway through the third because everything that went in, it came out. Because it was partially the stress of trying to play well, but it was also once you sort of got yourself to that level mentally, I felt that I had to be at that level to feel like I was ready to go. So, that game at Marvel, I remember that distinctly. I'd come back here in injury, I was going shit, and then I just fucking couldn't stop throwing up.
Fuck. Well, we might have to talk a bit more about that in the coming weeks. All right, well...
thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you.
Top rating show. It's always a pleasure to get on board.
Yeah, I just want to thank our sponsors again. Geograph Equipment Hire in Canning Vale, Biibra Trucking, and Emergency Water Supplies, and to Tint in Osborne Park.
Fantastic. Love it. Good on you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Shawnee.